my travel podcast, you can say that. Okay.
Yes.
So today, today I'm with new guest. So can you introduce yourself? Like,
Yes, my name is Lars, and I am from Denmark, and I'm traveling here in India now, and have been traveling here for 3 months.
okay.
Okay.
So how was your India journey? Like, tell me about your experience of India.
India was very intense. I came into Mumbai. I flew into Mumbai in February, and I remember when I arrived, I had this simmering feeling inside of me, and it wouldn't really stop until like 1 week, 2 weeks later. And so it was very intense. There was a lot of people, a lot of traffic. I didn't really know where to go. I was staying in a kind of very cheap hostel, so I had troubles finding a train ticket to go further. I ended up buying a bus ticket and went to Pushkar. Yeah,
So after Pushkar, you went to Rishikesh,
yeah, that's true.
and then Varanasi, then came to Calcutta.
Yeah, I went to Kashmir.
Oh, you went to.
quick, yeah, and then I went to Varanasi.
So in India, which place did you like most?
I like mostly Varanasi
Oh, Varanasi.
and Kolkata. Here.
Really?
Yeah. I like it here. Yeah.
What's the reason you like the Varanasi most?
It's Varanasi is like probably the most mystical place I've ever been in my travels. I don't really know how to describe it. It's really, really spiritual. It's really, really powerful. It has like a different kind of energy. It like absorbs you in this energy by the Ganga. You see all the fires in the night alongside the river. It's like it's nothing. It's like out of this world. Like for me, it's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. Like this is absolutely a kind of a life-changing experience. It didn't change me personally, but things I saw and things I felt kind of really felt like something I was gonna keep with me for the rest of my life.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So, like, when did you decided to you have to travel? Like, it's very gutsy feeling. Like when someone decided to I have to travel the world. So, what age did you decided to travel the world, and how did you decided you have to travel?
When the pandemic hit, I was kind of forced out of my profession or what I did at that time. So I decided to go traveling and to go on this journey, the spiritual journey to find myself or whatever you want to say. And it kind of just led me to Mexico, and then everything started changing for me, and I really enjoyed traveling so much, meeting new people and seeing new countries, and this search for trying to make it in some other way that is not the common way, and to see if that would be doable. And I find that really, really interesting, like a really good challenge.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So I'm asking next question with you. Like, when did you decided कि you have to travel? Okay, travel the world.
When I decided that,
Yeah, yeah.
I decided when the pandemic hit in 2020 that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And how many countries have you been?
I don't know how many countries I've been. Not that many, but I've been to Mexico, United States, Costa Rica, Brazil, and then most of the countries in Europe, I guess. have been to New Zealand, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and now also, well, I've been to the Middle East in Jordan and Egypt.
Okay. So before when you started traveling and currently you are traveling a lot. So what difference did you find about yourself? Did you think that you have changed a lot before that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think I was a completely different person before I started traveling. So I feel that it is something everyone should do and to experience because it really grows you. And this is also related to what I do with the astrology and the astrocartography, where based on astrology I find places that you can go based on your horoscope. And there will be certain areas around the world that is empowering certain planetary energies, like for example Venus or Jupiter. And this is my belief that these are the things that changes you when you travel because you embody all these different energies.
Okay. So when did you travel? Okay. And you have traveled a lot.
Yeah.
So you are, I believe that you are more into a spiritual person.
I
Yeah.
really
So which
enjoy-
country did you find like more spiritual country? And where
Most
you have
spiritual?
connect with yourself more? In which country you find you have connect very well with yourself?
That would be Mexico. Mexico is the place I connected the best with myself. It was the country that kind of started this whole journey, and in that time, because of the pandemic, I also went on a kind of a healing journey where I started meditating a lot, and in Mexico it kind of culminated with an experience, a kind of a healing experience that really changed me. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So yeah, one more question. One I am asking. So
Mhm.
what's the most beautiful landscape? Yeah, like you can see the most beautiful views that you have explored or that you have visited while traveling.
Yeah, the most beautiful.
Yeah.
So the most beautiful is probably, I'll stick to my word because when I came to Italy in Tuscany, I said, when I saw the landscape there, I said, this is the most beautiful place I've ever been. And I'll have to stick with that because it's a really beautiful place, and I've never seen anything like it. It's like maybe like Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit land seems to be similar to that, magical fairy tale like.
So do you have any favorite dish or food
Yeah, so now we
while
come,
you traveling?
now
Like
we
you
come
find
to, now we come to India.
Okay.
Because here in India I have had the best food I've ever had in my travels. Mexico was nice as well, but here is completely different as you don't eat meat, and I was kind of skeptic of that before I came here, but I must say that the spices you use here, the gravy sauce, everything just tastes amazing. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's true. Indian food is like, when I go outside, I always miss about the food about
It
India.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I will miss it also when I leave now, for sure. So,
Yeah, food is definitely, it's really good.
Yeah.
And one more questions I have, like, while you traveling, okay, so any time did you find you are uncomfortable, okay,
Uncomfortable.
yeah,
And my safety.
yeah, or like for anything, for a stay or anywhere, do you have any such experience while traveling?
I don't know, like when I went to Kashmir, it was a bit, I felt a bit unsafe. I can't really say why exactly, but I felt like maybe some of the people were a little bit aggressive. Maybe a bit too aggressive to be able to sell something to me, to get me into a hotel, to do all these things. Um, Also, I came in there with completely different expectations. I thought it was going to be like India, but I saw that it's completely different, a completely different culture. Srinagar is like a Muslim world, and everything just seemed totally different. I was surprised.
Okay, okay. So it's all your experience or opinion. So one more questions I will ask. Okay. So is there any particular travel experience in your life that have changed your, perspective of your life? You got my questions?
Of my perspective of
Yeah.
life. Um, well, I think all of them have. All of them have changed me, my perspective of life. I would say probably the most is India and Egypt. I felt like I in these countries were also like faced with some of my inner judgments of people and ways to do things, and felt in these countries were so different from what I'm used to, and these things. So here I felt I needed to change my perception and also look at my judgments like a bit critical and say and see that this is all about me and not about the place that I am.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
And okay, one more question. Like before you traveling, what you were doing actually? Okay, and how did you. And now while you're traveling, how did you make money? Because traveling is very expensive. You have to travel, you have to book flight tickets,
Yeah.
you have to stay in hotels, foods, like
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's expensive actually.
Yeah.
And so how do you manage?
Um, I don't know if I managed yet, because I'm still like trying to figure everything out. But the first year I traveled, I had savings. So then I started volunteering. I had different jobs. I was kind of experimenting. Now I'm focused on one thing, and I want to build my astrology business. And it's going quite well. But I still need to volunteer in certain places and make everything work. And I'm still traveling with very very few money. I came to India with 250 euros.
Oh,
without,
really?
Without knowing what I was going to do.
Oh.
So. Also a part of me trying to face my fear of survival and all these things. So, and it's still ongoing, I would say. So, but I'm getting there.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, and okay. So, is your astrology business? So you have said any online presence do you have? How if someone wants to connect with you?
Mm-hmm.
For astrology, what would the process like? How to connect with you?
I have a.
Because I have given you a passport. Okay, I have given you my passport, and you have guessed very correct. I
Yeah.
believe something you are doing really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate about that. So, like, if someone wants to connect with you for astrology,
Yeah.
so how do they connect with you?
They can go on my. I have a donation page. Basically, I only charge donations. So there's a platform called Ko-Fi, Ko, and then the line fi.com, and it's a bit difficult to. But you have to then put slash and my name, and it's LASSEFLYV.
Okay, I will put it. I will mention the link.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
That would be better. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you currently you are going to Thailand and also maybe you go to different country.
Yeah.
So and you have been in India 2 times.
No, one time. This is my first
Oh,
time.
it's fine. First.
Yeah.
So are you planning to come again in India?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I need to see all the south, and I didn't go to the south yet. And I also need to explore more of Himachal.
And what about
Himachal.
Seven Sisters? Have you heard about Seven Sisters?
I have heard about Seven Sisters.
It's
Yeah,
very beautiful.
yeah. That's also. I hope I can make that next time as well. But still, maybe I need 3 times in India.
Oh.
But that's not bad. 3 times in India. Who wouldn't want that?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, you're solo travel, na?
Yeah.
So when you travel solo, what's the things that you miss, and what's the good thing about solo travel? Pro and cons about the solo traveling.
Pros and cons about solo traveling. Well, I like to be free. I like that I'm my own boss, that I can totally do what I want, and I can go to places where I am social. I can go to places where I can be alone. I can meet up with people, and I can travel with them for a while. So I don't consider myself a solo traveler, but I'm definitely not. I'm not bound to travel with someone. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. That's the way. So how do you decide where should you go to next? Because currently you are going to Thailand, but again you don't know whether you should go after Thailand. Yeah.
No, I just have an idea.
So how did you decide where should you go?
Well, I'm now trying to explore my both my intuition and also my astrocartography planetary lines, to use this knowledge to go to the right places in terms of what I want to develop in my life.
Okay. And what about your family? Like how you connect with your family, and are they missing you, or
Yeah,
you are just outside of your home?
Like we just spoke about before. Like
Yeah.
my family is it's a tough relation we have because it's a long story, but we have a very tough relation, and it's something that I have decided not to have so much contact anymore because I feel I need to put up some boundaries as to how I want to be treated in my life by everyone, and that includes also my family. And if we can't get along, then I feel like the energies are better if we're separate.
Perfect.
And I don't know if that's the right decision, but
So
I feel like
originally from where are you from? Which country?
Denmark.
So in Denmark, it's big country. Which part of Denmark?
It's a small country.
It's
Yeah.
a small, but it's not. It's like
It's on the other side, Copenhagen.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So
which
it's on
part?
the west coast, close to Germany.
Oh, close to Germany. So can you
Yeah.
tell me about your country, like where, how the life there, and
Yeah.
it's totally different. This is
Totally different. Like Denmark is a very organized country, and we have a lot of the traffic is completely different. We have a lot of control with everything. Yeah, everything is just much more organized. It also makes maybe people a little bit more separate. We have very cold weather for the most of the year, so people stay in their houses. And here in India or other countries, you see that people socialize a lot on the streets at night, and then a lot outside. So that also contributes to that people become more open, and I like that about other parts of the world, where I feel like Denmark and other countries can become a lot about the hustle, the everyday hustle, and yeah, just earning money and living the square life, so that you don't really see outside this box that you live in.
Got it. So what do you think? How many percentage of people who travel the world? I believe that most of foreigner used to travel a lot. I always meet lots of foreigners. who travels like 50 countries, 60 countries, lots of countries around the world. So is there any culture in your country that people travel a lot, or like it's just normal in India like here? Some people like to travel and some don't like to travel.
You mean like if people want to travel in Denmark?
Yeah, yeah. How?
Yeah. That's, I think that's different you ask, but definitely there's people in Denmark who likes to travel. And, there's also people who just goes on vacations, and doesn't really maybe explore going out there on their own and being a solo traveler or whatever, traveling for a long time. But more sees it as a way of getting a little bit of a break from everyday life.
Got it. So if I have to travel by your country, Denmark, so what will you suggest me? Where should I go? And what? Any advice you want to give? Any suggestion
For traveling to Denmark?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have some nice nature up in the north of Denmark, and we have nature everywhere. I recommend spending some time in the north in the nature, by the west coast as well. Also on the island of Copenhagen, see Copenhagen. It's a nice city. Then I don't have any more things I can come up with right now.
So basically 10 euro. 10 euro means around 900 rupees. Okay.
We have krona in Denmark.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's like I mean refer as euro.
Yeah.
So it's 10 euro, let's assume, or it's enough to survive one day in India. Any if you take hotels and food, it's including for one day. Okay.
Yeah.
So if like someone travel to Denmark, so what do you think? How much euro would be enough for one day, just for budget traveler?
You mean if you cook your own food and these things?
Okay. So how much?
You mean if you cook your own food?
Yeah.
So and then I don't know. Like, is it including accommodation?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's very expensive.
that's probably gonna cost you like 100 euros minimum
per day.
per day.
Oh, it's it's very expensive. So it's very cheaper for you, India, no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very cheap.
Nice.